Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to capture Google Forms leads and store them automatically in Airtable. So I'm running a business and I'm collecting all my leads with the help of Google Forms. I want that whenever I capture a new lead, automatically the lead details should be stored in my Airtable database. Doing this manually will consume a lot of my time, so I've completely automated this process, and to do this automation, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which requires no coding or programming skills. Here I just need to build connection between Google Forms and Airtable. With the help of Pabbly Connect, I'm going to build this connection in such a manner that whenever I'm going to capture a new lead from my Google Forms submission, automatically I'm going to add that detail to my Airtable database. Now if you want to learn the step-by-step process, then let me take you all to my screen. So here in this video, we are going to see how we can capture the leads from Google Forms and add that to Airtable database automatically. And for this, we are simply going to create integration between this Google Forms and Airtable with the help of Pabbly Connect. So this is the landing page of Pabbly, and you can visit this simply by typing pabbly.com in your browser. Now before we sign into our Pabbly account, let me quickly take you towards Pabbly community. So you can join this Pabbly community to connect with business owners, experts and the Pabbly support team. You can share tips, ask questions and get quick solutions to your automation challenges. You can stay updated on latest features and collaborate with thousands of users who help and support each other every day. Now if you want to learn how you can join this community, then please check out the link given in the description. Let's move back towards Pabbly. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly account. On the top right corner, we can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, click on this sign in, and if you are a new user, click on this sign up for free, and this will give you 100 tasks free on monthly basis. As I'm an existing user, I'll click on this sign in. And here all Pabbly apps page has appeared, which is showing me all the Pabbly applications. I'm going to click on this Pabbly Connect Access Now. And here it has taken me towards this dashboard where I will be able to find all my workflows over here and all the folders which I have created over here. If you want to create a new folder, simply click on this plus icon, and from here you can create a new folder. For now, I want to create a new workflow, for which I need to click on this create workflow, and I need to select my workflow builder. We have this new beta, which is modern, faster and more flexible one, and then we have this classic, which is a stable and a familiar approach. I'm going to select this new beta, and then I'm going to name this workflow as capture form leads and store them automatically in Airtable. And now I'm going to select my folder. These are the folders which have been created, and I'm going to select it as Forms Automation, and then I'm going to click on this Create. So here workflow created successfully. As soon as I click on Create, this box has appeared in front of me where I'm going to enter the trigger application. So here I'm going to capture the lead from Google Forms and store that to my Airtable database, which means whenever I'm going to receive a new lead from my Google Forms, automatically I'm going to add that to my Airtable database, which means whenever I'm going to receive a new lead from Google Forms, this complete workflow here will get triggered, because trigger basically activates or triggers any workflow. Here in my trigger application, I will be taking Google Forms, and then in my action application, I will be taking Airtable. So here in my trigger application, let me quickly take Google Forms. And in my trigger event, I am going to select it as new response received and then click on connect. Now I need to make connection between Pabbly Connect and Google Forms, for which a webhook URL is provided to me, and this webhook URL is going to act as a bridge to connect my Google Forms with Pabbly Connect. I am going to follow the help desk given below and build this connection. So I am going to open my Google Forms. This is the form which I've created by the name contact form, and you can see all the fields which I've created: first name, last name, email, phone and company. Now it is important that we toggle on this required button on of this last field, and then we have to go towards the responses and then click on this view in sheets. So this sheet has opened in front of me. You can see all the fields which I have in this sheet. First name, last name, email, phone and company are present here in this Google Forms. First name, last name, email, phone and company. Now here this shows the spreadsheet and the Google Forms are connected. And now whenever there will be form submission, I will receive that response in the spreadsheet. So we are going to check this once. For that, I am going to click on this copy respondent link, copy the link to this form and paste it in a new tab. After which I will be doing the form submission. So here I'm going to enter my first name as new, the last name as lead, the email address as new123@pablitudes.com, and then I'm going to enter my phone number as, and then the company is Pabbly. Now I'm going to click on the submit, and as soon as the form is submitted, I should capture all the details to my spreadsheet. Let me open my spreadsheet here, and here it is. We have added all the details. The name was new lead, email address was new123@pablitudes.com. This was the phone number and the company was Pabbly. Here as soon as I've done the form submission, I have received the response in the spreadsheet, and now we are going to send this data from the spreadsheet to my workflow. So for that, I will go towards the extensions on the top, click on this add-ons and then click on this get add-ons. Here Google Workspace Marketplace will appear in front of me, where I need to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And it is showing installed because I have already installed this. But if you are doing this for the first time, please make sure that you follow the same process and install this. Now after that you install this, please make sure to refresh your Google Sheets. And then this Pabbly Connect Webhooks will start appearing under this extension. So I will click on this Pabbly Connect Webhooks and then click on this initial setup, after which a dialog box will appear in front of me where I need to enter the webhook URL and the trigger column. So here this is the same webhook URL which I am provided in my Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to copy this webhook URL, paste it over here, and then I need to enter the trigger column. So over here the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. Here my final data entry column is column F, which means whenever I am going to enter the data in this particular column, the complete row data will be sent to my workflow. So trigger column simply means the end column or the last column on which the data is added. After adding this trigger column and the webhook URL, I'm simply going to click on send test, and you will see all this data will be sent to my workflow, and here test data sent successfully. Now to create this setup, I have to click on this submit, and you will see setup configured successfully. So here I have sent this data to my workflow and created this setup. Now we have to follow a very important step. We have to go towards the extensions, click on this Pabbly Connect Webhooks and then click on the send on event. So this step will make sure whatever data we add in future, it is sent to Pabbly Connect. Let's go back towards my workflow and check whether I have received the response or not, and here it is. 8 seconds ago itself I have received the response. The trigger column was F. Then the phone number was this, the name was new lead, email address was new123@pablitudes.com, and the company was Pabbly. Here as soon as I've done the form submission, I have captured the response in this spreadsheet, and from the spreadsheet I have created the setup with the help of webhook URL and send the data to my workflow, and this shows the connection setup which we have created between Pabbly Connect and Google Forms that is successful. And now whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission, I will start capturing that response here in this workflow. Now moving on towards the next step, whenever I receive a new form submission, I want to add all the details to my Airtable database. So I'm going to click on this add new action step, and in my action application I'll search for Airtable. In my action event, I'm going to select it as create record and then click on connect. If you have an existing connection, go with save. If you don't have one, click on this add new connection, then click on this connect with Airtable. Now over here I can either add a base or add all the resources. So I'm going to add all the resources, and it says all current and future bases and all current and future workspaces will be added. I'm going to grant away the permission by clicking on this grant access. Your data is completely safe with Pabbly Connect, so you can do this too. And Airtable is connected with Pabbly Connect. Now I have to enter these details. First I'm going to select a base name. If I open my Airtable, so this is the base which I have created by the name Google Forms Leads. So I'm going to select the base name as Google Forms Leads. and then you will see that as soon as I've selected this particular database, all the fields over here, first name, last name, company name, email and phone number are present here too. So I'm going to enter all these details now, but over here I'm not going to enter any of these details manually like this. Instead, I'm going to use a method called mapping, which means I'm going to enter the data from the previous response. Here I have received the response from Google Forms, and when I click on this field I can see this Google Forms. When I click on this I can see all the response which I have received from there. Here I am going to enter my first name as new, and then I am going to enter my last name as lead. I am going to enter the company as Pabbly, the response which I have received, the email address as new123@pabblytudes.com and the phone number as this. I am going to select the enable typecasting as false, and now over here mapping is important so that every time you receive a new response it is taken into consideration in this field. Manually entering the data will make this field static and the information will not change even when you receive the new response. Over here if I manually enter any detail, this field will become static and every time I receive a new response the result will not change. So as to keep this field dynamic, we use this process mapping instead of manually entering the details. After entering all these details, I'm simply going to click on save and send test request, and here I have received the response. This response is a positive one. Let me quickly open my database and check whether all the details are added here or not. I'm going to refresh this page once. And here we have added all the details. The name was new lead, company was Pabbly, email address was new123@pabblytudes.com, and this was the phone number. So now to summarize, we took Google Forms as a trigger application where we made connection with Pabbly Connect. We received the new form submission and then we wanted to add all the details to Airtable. So we took Airtable as our action application, made connection with Pabbly Connect, entered all the required details, executed this workflow and added all these details to my database instantly and automatically. So this is how this automation workflow is going to run, and here we have successfully created automation between this Google Forms and Airtable with the help of Pabbly Connect. I have attached a link of this workflow in the description so that you can check this out, and you can stay tuned to our channel for learning more such interesting automation. If you have any doubts, you can comment down the video below, and I hope you like this video and understood this video very well. Thanks for watching.
Not only these applications, but you can integrate many more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, you can visit the website given over here. Also, if you find our videos helpful, do share it with your friends and like and subscribe to our channel.